Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Azriel, and as usual, I got my boy Anthony here with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got something very, very special for you today. I spent a ton of time yesterday playing the new Voice of the Void update. If y'all aren't familiar with it, it is a kind of like a cozy simulator style game where you're in a little valley and you maintain satellites and base and you just kind of scan the skies and get these space signals and then send them off. It's pretty cozy at first. I really enjoy it, but quick disclaimer, this is a super, super mega unstable early test release that they shadow dropped. So all things that we're going to be talking about today are subject to change. This is one of my favorite games, even though it's still pre-alpha. Like it's not even close to being. It's not even available on Steam or anything like that. It's just itch. But these devs are doing a fantastic, fantastic job. So I just wanted to talk about the new update to one of my favorite games that's come out in the past few years.
Yeah, and this game is really exciting. The ambiance, the just like the way the graphics of it look and everything like that too. The sort of story that's going on, and then the greater story at that. Definitely has a bunch of interesting layers to it. A lot more of a game than you would have expected from like an itch thing, but it's cool nonetheless. This is version 0.9. It just released on 10/31. We're recording this a day after, and a day after Anthony put in a like freaking like mega stream of 8 hours straight up playing through it. So we hope you guys enjoy and stick with us through the rest of the video as we jump into some of the thoughts that Anthony has on it. But what do you think, man? Just kind of like on a broad sort of view, like how are you feeling about this after having sunk so much time into it?
So they've changed a lot. They've completely revamped like the control scheme. The base is completely different. You'll be seeing some of the Twitch stream on screen right now. It's just going to be me like touring the base and stuff. Very simple stuff. There's not going to be any real spoilers in this video, but they've completely like revamped the base. They've done a bunch of new art assets. I know you were in there for a little bit yesterday. You saw like the ATV, the new painting on the wall, like how they kind of like opened up and like redid certain rooms and everything. It really, like, I can't wait to get this place clean and like set up right. I have like an area where I'm going to put like a couch and a TV zone, like my 3D anime waifu figurines. It's going to be great, dude. um but no, there's I've been looking on the Reddit because I wanted to see what people were saying, and a lot of people are not super happy with it. But I think a lot of that is just because they've spent 150 hours in the previous versions, and they got used to that control scheme because they did change it like big time. Like it's not like the scroll menu like it was before. It's like a lot of holding ER. Like, there's the jokes, you need like the flight stick to play it now. Like it's very, very complicated and technical, but like we said, all things are subject to change. I'm not sure if this is how it's going to be, but to me, I think the new control scheme is like going to be more accessible for new players because the previous one was very much you need 27 different keys.
Yeah, the old control scheme definitely seemed really like dated for like kind of like where things are nowadays. Felt like it was something that was maybe just really easy for them to kind of just put into the game, make functional, and then just sort of like iterate on everything else. Like that was kind of like, this is good enough for now. Let's focus on some other things. But honestly, like kind of revamping that felt necessary, and it's cool to see nonetheless. And you're probably right, dude. It's probably just a bunch of people who are like, fucking like, I hate change, blah 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 blah. So whatever, screw them. But yeah, I mean, I was watching you play. I saw like that giant like robot that you had that was walking around. Well, I say giant, but it was like your height walking around with you. It looked like some kind of like anime face on it or something like that. It just looked like there's so many like add-ons and things like that that you can add to this game. And then also watching like Hell's Kitchen and stuff too. Like that was pretty entertaining.
Dude, it's just chatting stream. There's so much
Yeah.
downtime in the game when you're waiting for signals to download and stuff. It's like, well, I can't walk away and do something else because this is going to be done in like the next 2 minutes. So I'll just kind of sit here. But I put up this big plasma screen TV and I downloaded a bunch of YouTube videos to watch. It makes it, I don't know. It's a very, I've never played a game like this, and I'm sure like not many people have seen a game like this before because it is very much kind of quote unquote simulator slop. Like a lot of it's a job. Your game is a job, and a lot of those things on the job aren't necessarily fun. However, it does scratch a certain itch, and even if it's not technically fun, it is very rewarding when you get your checklist done for the daily task and you're like, all right, I had to crunch and get it in at like 11:49 p.m., but we made it. Like there's something special about this game, man. I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of in its own lane.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. It reminds me a lot of a game like Factorio, where it's like, you're not like it's not like really fun combat or story or anything like that, but it's really rewarding sort of like gameplay loops. Like that's kind of what they're looking to maximize on, is just making that gameplay loop just feel really rewarding just for like that progression that you can get with it. But with that progression, like as you're playing it more, it did seem like things are a little bit more difficult than they were in the past. I mean, I don't know if that's something that you noticed or if that's just like something that like I picked up like on the side, but it definitely seems like things are getting a little bit more difficult and you have to be a little bit more present than you were in the past.
You, me, and Reddit, buddy. Everybody noticed. There's a lot more. There's a lot more tasks and things that you have to keep up on. For example, they added like instead of just sending your disk drives at the end of the day, you have to send your reel tapes that was like recording information on your facility throughout the day and change those out when they get to max so you could keep recording for the next day. There's certain there's a bunch more mechanics now with like mini games involved with fixing stuff and like going out to the transformers. There's like a 3 different puzzles into this one thing before you can fix the transformer, and it used to just be like run up to it, smash E on the button 4 times and run away. So it's with the way the day lengths work in this game on standard day length, the time does move relatively quick when you have that much to do. And a lot of people are missing on their like daily tasks, which to be honest, at the start, like when you have super low quality equipment and stuff, if you haven't upgraded it, if you don't have a bunch of money yet, it makes sense that you're going to fail. But I do think that they're going to work on rebalancing as they patch this version, because right now it's like asking for like 5 signals on your first day and you can barely like get 3. So there's certain things that they're going to have to work on, like we said, early mega test release. So we can't really hold it. This might be changed by the time the video's up, so who knows.
Yeah, that makes sense. I definitely see a lot of games that so one sort of balancing method that I see with games that are like PvP, but also I think you can kind of take the same mentality and carry it over to games like this and so on, is that you tend to kind of throw in a lot, like kind of overcompensate and then dial it back rather than slowly iterating and moving your way up. And so what I mean by that is like, say they have like a dozen different like extra little routines they want to add to the game. They'll throw all 12 in, and maybe only like 7 or 8 of them are really fun. So instead of slowly adding like 1, 2, 3, working your way up to that 7 or 8, maybe going up and then coming back down, it's much easier to start at a high number and then work your way down. And that top down balancing tends to be like how a lot of games approach it. So I would imagine that's exactly what they're doing here. They're just seeing what sticks, what feels fun, getting some player feedback, and then sort of moving on from all that, which is exciting to see. But as you're going through like that rigmarole of like all the different tasks and things like that you have, what are the events like, man? Because I'm assuming that they've probably added some new ones, and I'm assuming maybe with them adding it, maybe they spread out how long the game is supposed to be. Because I think you said it was like 30 something days, 40 days.
I think the last version. I think the last version was like 42 days or something like that, was like the end of when like story events happen. There are still like random events that can happen at any time, but the very specific story events ended then. So I'm not exactly sure how far they've gone. I'm not there yet. It's going to take way more than 8 hours. But I can tell you that I've already seen like multiple events that I've never seen before in about like 100 hours of playtime personally. So there, in the first 7 days, normally that's a very slow time where you're just kind of focused on like cleaning the base, learning the controls, kind of getting your footing, which makes sense as like the character. If you're RPing as it, you're a freshly graduated college student that just got sent to a base that usually takes 4 people to run. So it makes sense for it to be overwhelming the first couple days, but I do appreciate that they've added some like, it hasn't been like scary events, stuff that like really messes you up or like you lose a bunch of progress. It's more like I've noticed really fun stuff, like certain like song signals immediately. Whereas originally, like I think you got to like day 4 or something, all of your signals were just static. Like the first time you played, I think there's maybe one with like some like steps or something in the deep background. Now I'm seeing like I got like a couple song ones, a couple interesting sounds. I feel like before the first 10 days you didn't get any good signals. Now we're getting super fun stuff. We're getting different events. My tower disappeared. That may have been a bug, but who knows? It's I don't know. I think it's they're moving in the right direction, and I think they're ironing out the kinks,
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it sounds like. I definitely think that they're doing that top down balancing. just seeing like what feels good, what doesn't, and then sort of iterating from there. It will be interesting to see what this eventual 1.0 release looks like, but I'm imagining this 0.9.0 is going to be 0.9 point like 15 or something crazy like that. You know, they'll probably run through it quite a bit until they feel confident enough to kind of push it to live. But I think in spite of all the things that you've said that maybe come across, I don't want to say necessarily negative, but can be a little burdensome, maybe turn off some people. Um, from the sounds of it, it still sounds like this is still just like a resoundingly good experience that you had, regardless of all the different changes and whether they're cumbersome or what have you. It still sounds like you're having fun, you know?
Yeah, I'm having fun, and I'm extremely excited for the future. I don't mean to be like you said, we don't want to come across as negative. And as somebody who loves this game, I'm more so just being critical because I can see, this is it's genuine feedback from somebody who really cares about this and the team, and think that they're working towards something great. I think that genuine feedback is important, so I don't mean to be negative,
Yeah.
but I it's more so just constructive criticism where I think things can be improved, or where I think certain uh people who are fans of this game are having problems with the new changes. But that's not to say I think the changes are bad. I think the changes are fantastic, actually. I just think it's going to take a while to get used to.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's ultimately the most important point to kind of get across is that this is constructive at the end of the day. Like that's kind of the point of it. And I'm confident that there are a bunch of other little things too that we can dive in further, and maybe that's worthwhile down the line after you finish up 0.9. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's exciting to see, and I think when it hits 1.0, I think that's definitely something that we're going to send really, really hard when it comes out, because it does feel like this game has a lot of the things that we both enjoy. So to see it hit that full release and kind of iron some of these kinks out, that'll be a good time, man. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, any sort of final thoughts you have left on this particular update?
I just want I this is more just focused on in response directly to you. I think when this hits, it's gonna be tough to decide what content to make on it, because there's gonna be so much for us to dig from,
Yeah, exactly.
and I don't know, dude. I'm super excited. We're having fun. The update's awesome. Let them work out some of the kinks if you're a little worried. 8.2 or 0.82, whatever. That version does work great. However, I do think starting in this version, if you are new to this, would be beneficial to you, so you could just jump in, and it's the control scheme's difficult in both. So just learn the one that they're moving towards, and I think you'll be happy in the long run. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that pretty much wraps it up. I'm going to be personally streaming this a lot in the month of November, and probably in December if I haven't finished up where we're at. I'm going to slow down the time scale a little bit, and we're really going to have a little cozy playthrough. We're going to do some late night fun streams. So go check out Accursed Brewski. Link will be in the description. I don't have much else to add. Is there anything that you have to add, Azriel?
Nope. I think
Okay.
I'm happy.
Nope.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I think it's solid all around, man. I think it's good shit. So definitely go check it out, guys. If you guys want to see more of the gameplay, more of what you're seeing in the background right now, it's a good time, and the stream's going for a long while too. So you definitely have the opportunity to like engage with it throughout, without feeling like you're necessarily missing much. But with all that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your time. Please remember to like and subscribe if you guys have, and even any sort of comments you want to leave them with, or should we edge them a little bit for the comment on the next video?
I want to know, what is your least favorite and most favorite new minigame interaction in Voice of the Void? So do you like the Transformer puzzles? Do you like, the fuse system, all that kind of stuff? Or do you hate all of it and you want to go back to your cozy little 8.2 safe space?
Woo! Me, that's me,
Woo!
dude. I want to be cozy. But thank you guys. We will see you guys later.